First on scene to Wednesday's explosions were firefighters from nearby Station 4. The crew of 4 arrived in less than a minute and took control of the scene as they waited for backup to arrive. That crew had their first shift back today since that explosion. Mitch Carter joins us now after talking with them about what Wednesday was like.
Yeah, Brianne, behind me here is fire station number 4, and right here we're about 200 yards away from that initial blast site, and we actually got a hold of security footage that shows those firefighters arriving less than a minute after the initial explosion happened.
Evansville Fire Department Chief Mike Connolly says when something goes wrong, his guys just react. He calls them a smooth-oiled machine.
When you get the training and the practical experience in a safe atmosphere and you put it out on the street, that's when the magic happens. That's when the guys do what they're supposed to do without even thinking about it.
That's exactly what happened on Wednesday afternoon when a home on Weinbach Avenue exploded, killing 3 people, raining debris, and damaging multiple homes. When the initial explosion shook the surrounding area, Fire Station 4 Captain Mike Whitledge and his crew immediately went into motion.
Myself and Private Biggie were standing in the bay here. I'd just come out of the kitchen, and we were hit with the noise and the concussion blast. It kind of come down next to the truck, and we're stunned, very stunned.
Whitledge's 3-man crew was just as shocked as he was, each of them coming to the realization that something big was happening right in their front yard.
I was in the middle of my workout, or just starting my workout, and all of a sudden we hear this boom, and then we feel it.
I was actually taking an online class. I was also on my computer, and actually part of the ceiling had fallen, so I mean dust and dirt were falling in the room there.
I was on the other side of the house. I heard it, didn't know what it was, but I heard Aaron's voice, like he was in the room with me.
They quickly sprung into action, getting dressed and heading to the scene. They were pulling up in just 45 seconds, and they secured the scene as they waited for backup. It's something Chief Connolly says doesn't surprise him in the slightest.
I'm never more proud of an organization, to be part of an organization, to call these Evansville firefighters my brothers.
Now, they got the day off yesterday, but today they are right back here, right back at it, taking runs on yet another 24-hour shift. Reporting live in Evansville, Mitch Carter, 14 News.
House here at 1010 North Weinbach Avenue, ground zero for the explosion, has been cleared away. That explosion, as you might remember, was heard for blocks away. Jordan Yaney talked to one man who still lives here. He joins us now live. Jordan.
Yeah, Randy, when this explosion first happened, I was down here for several days and met a lot of the people that live in this area. And just today, being back down here and meeting with them again, you can tell it's been a long 3 months waiting for some kind of closure. But they say that they're still carrying an emotional weight from what happened that day back in August.
It's a new season for a small community. The leaves are changing, roads have returned to normal, and the trail of debris caused by a massive explosion erased from Weinbach Avenue.
My grandmother lived over on Hercules, and one of those houses is probably going to be torn down.
It's been nearly 3 months since that explosion killed 3 people and displaced dozens. It's not something that goes away overnight, especially for Diane Barth.
We moved here when I was about 11, 12 years old, and then my mom passed away and I came back. And that was 24 years ago.
Over her time in this community, Barth has taken pride in getting to know the neighbors that come and saying goodbye to the ones who go. Looking at the place where her neighbors once lived, the place where 3 lives were lost, she knows her precious community is hurting.
It's another world. It's not the same anymore. You don't see the people. I miss the people that were there. It's like I don't have any neighbors anymore. They're all gone, and the houses that are left, they're not living in them.
She remembers the chaos of that day. The walls shaking, plates falling from the shelves. Learning that the explosion was caused by an undetected gas leak, those fears are resurfacing.
My first thought was, how did this happen? How could a gas line been opened? Do I have one in my basement that's open? What happened?
In all her years living in this house, Barth says she's never been able to see Oak Hill Road from her backyard until now. And as the time passes and the caution tape fades to white, she says she sits on her back porch and thinks about how it used to be, knowing it will never be the same.
you just look around and see that everything has changed. Nothing is the same anymore. So you have to adjust to what you got now and go on.
Well, there's still such a long process to recovery for those who lost their homes and those with damaged homes that are still living here. Barth tells me she's been told it could take up to a year to fix the damage in her house, and she's just one of so many. Randy?
Video from the body camera of the first EPD officer on scene of the Weinbach explosion. Mitch Carter spoke with that officer today, who described what he called the biggest scene of his career.
Yeah, Randy, I'm right here where Officer Josh Doan arrived on scene. Now, behind me here is where that home exploded, and when he got out of his cruiser, he realized he was walking up on the biggest scene of his life.
Officer Josh Doan arrived at Weinbach Avenue just 5 minutes after a home exploded, killing 3, injuring 1, and damaging 39 homes. He stepped out of his cruiser to chaos.
Yeah, if you don't care.
Clear.
Have you been to 1011?
His first instinct, despite it being the largest scene of his career, was to find work, helping in any way he could, including working with other teams of men and women he'd never trained with before.
To work together where, I'm taking orders from the fire chief who's on scene. He's like, hey, can you do, yeah, it's all for the common purpose, right?
While he was early on scene, Doan says it didn't take much time for the cavalry to arrive. The scene swarmed with officers and first responders from multiple agencies for hours, until it was deemed that they had done all they could for the evening. That was when it hit him.
So once I got back into the car and I sat down, I was like, yeah, I'm not sure what I just did there, but
Not knowing is better than not doing, in Doan's eyes.
The worst thing you can do is just stand here and do nothing.
Now, Doan says he spent a few hours here on the first day and a couple more hours here on the second day, but that it's all part of the job. He says all first responders had that instinct in them that tells them to help, and it's why he does what he does. Reporting live in Evansville, Mitch Carter, 14 News.